just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, that I get when looking down from the sky. Those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, I can't give up this those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, that I get when looking down from the sky.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the first match of this season for Overwatch. We have the Madison Marvels versus the Palos Verdes Dragons here. And it actually looks like we might, 1 second here, need to adjust the team names here for a second. as they are not quite correct at the moment here. And so let's move that over to this side. And with that, we can start the correct way here. And so we have the dragons over here, looking like a pretty interesting lineup here. We have the Junkrat, the Diva, the Reinhardt, and then we have, looks like Moira and the Lucio might be the two healers there. Then we have the Sombra as well. Let's turn this volume up here for you a little bit. And here we go. And they are off to the races right off the bat here. And Madison is going to move up here pretty standard. Madison has the Roadhog, and the Junkrat. We got a lot here. We got the Roadhog here, a little bit stationary at the moment. Number 4 being Hexy, formerly known as XP Liam. Changed his name here. So Madison is on the point currently and are going to try and get this one going. So looks like Palos Verde is taking a little bit of a defensive approach to start here. They are waiting for the rest of their team to regroup here. They went a little bit too aggressive that first time, so see how they do the second time. You see number 13 there on the Mercy. We have Lunar Eclipse doing a bunch of healing already. We have the Immortality Field going up there, but it's not going to do too much. And Madison is just picking them off one by one, as the dragons don't really have a clear plan of attack, it doesn't seem. And so, oof, and that was the Diva falling to her demise out of her mech. That was an unfortunate one right there. And so we have the Franklin team right here, or not the Franklin team, the Palos Verdes team right here. We have the ult coming out from that character and does a ton of healing, but the Reinhardt ultimate from Palos Verde does a kind of a lot, but there's no one to follow it up, and the dragons will fall once again. And so we have a whole lot going on here. We have the Sombra just kind of sitting there. That is definitely not where you want to be as that Sombra. You want to be in the back line, making sure that you are not in the line of fire here. But the dragons, looks like they do have a little bit of a push going on here. They have the ultimate coming out from our Reinhardt, but does not do a whole lot. The ultimate comes out from the Roadhog from, looks like, Hexy once again, and it is going to go to overtime. They actually do have a couple of people in the point here. Madison might not have been paying attention, but it looks like they are coming back and in force. We have the Reaper from a Ripper that goes down, but that Echo does a bunch of damage there, and the ultimate coming from the Diva, but a good job by Dominate there in order to prevent them from getting that explosion off with that shield. So this is a intense fight going on here for the middle of the map, and a bunch of ults going down, but it looks like Madison might be able to come back here with that Roadhog, or not the Roadhog, the Junkrat, but it doesn't appear so. Once again, contested. They weren't able to actually get the point there. You can see a very small sliver just letting up, and you can see with Lunar Eclipse's Dying Wish revives the Junkrat to do a bunch of damage. Gets that out there, but then the dragons also resurrect their main damage dealer, and this is a very intense fight going on, but that ultimate from the Reinhardt, absolutely massive there. But is it going to be enough? I mean, they definitely regained the point there, and the Reinhardt actually is from the Echo. I didn't even realize that to begin with. From the dragons, and then there we go, in with the the ultimate from Zenyatta, doing a bunch of healing there from Little Beast. One of our new additions to the Madison Marvel Silver team, but it's just not going to be enough. And the Dragons really have a foot in the door here, and Madison's going to need to come back stronger than ever. And they do get that one pick there, but the Junkrat does go down on the Madison side, which is most of their damage at the moment. And all comes out from the Dragons, but does miss. That's a good sign for the Marvels here. Now, the Marvels need to get some of their other characters in here. We have the ultimate coming out from the Reaper, but it's just not going to do enough damage. We have the ult coming down from the Reinhardt. Good job. And then the ult coming from the Junkrat. Going to try to get some damage in here. Doesn't want to set it off on that. And ends up wasting it there, unfortunately. Probably should have just gone for the D.Va there, but he tried to be greedy for that extra shot, and it did not pay off that time. They get the D.Va, though, outside of her mech, and it looks like Madison might be coming back here with the ultimate coming out from Lunar Eclipse, and they do get that point right back. And so now they just need to clear the rest of the Dragons off of the point. The Sombra coming from the back here doesn't do a whole lot, and Madison's going to do a lot of damage there. The ultimate coming out from the D.Va might have misplaced that one in accident. And Madison does come in with the first victory of the season, or the first round victory, that is. So it is now 1-2-0 in favor of the Madison Marvels. Moving on to the next round here, a much more open point. As we can see, we are on the map Ilios, if I didn't already mention that at the beginning. So this is round 2. Madison is up by 1. The Dragons are looking to tie this one up here.
5, 4, 3.
So an interesting composition from both teams, and a very similar one at the same time here. We have the D.Va change-up, though, from the Roadhog, and I do think it's a better choice, just because they don't really have any way of getting behind their shield right now, and getting the disruption from the D.Va could be a useful tool for Madison here. And already going straight in there, a very confident move coming from Hexy. Will it turn out? Oh, and it looks like we did lose one player here, and so we'll go ahead and pause the match. And try to get him back in here before the first point gets started here. And so we'll be right back after this short break with the remaining of this game when we get this guy back in.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't.
Time to read my APM. Come on.
All right, and we are back once again with all the players this time. Unfortunately, we got a random DC there, and it looks like the Dragons do have the point to start off with, and Madison is going to need to regroup. It looks like they do get one elimination there from the Junkrat onto the tank for the Dragons, which is a very good start for them. They actually get the Sombra as well, find them, and also the healing, so Madison is bound to win this next engagement here, and perhaps they'll have enough time to capture the point. And it looks like the Echo does turn into a D.Va and gets the ultimate off, but in a very poor spot for the D.Va ult, and does not catch anyone. And looks looks like Echo is turning back into her normal self. Ooh, the ultimate coming from that Reinhardt. Does get 3, but doesn't have a whole lot of damage to follow it up. Actually, the Echo is doing a lot of work here. And Madison is kind of just going in one by one, getting picked off, and they need to regroup here. We have the Echo kind of out of position, actually. Ooh, but does end up getting that Reaper right off the bat here. Madison going to try to reconvene here. They have a lot of ultimates here. They have 2, almost 4 here coming up, so they should be able to take this point back with this next engagement. There we go. The ultimate comes out from that Junkrat and gets the elimination onto the Mercy. Ultimate coming out from the Diva does not get anyone, but that doesn't matter because the Dragons are doing a lot of damage and actually get that point before Madison's able to get back on. A little bit of a misplay from the Madison team. Didn't really use their ultimates to maximum effect there, and they did lose that round. So it is all even up now with the Dragons and Marvels. On to the next round of Ilios. So it looks like we have a little bit of a change up, moving from that Reinhardt going to the Wrecking Ball. A definite favorite by Dominate, that is for sure. And so we'll see how he utilizes that in this next match.
1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
You walk in harmony, my student.
They actually had a last-minute change there from Hexy, and they will change it up. That Zenyatta is really in the middle of the entire battle here. And the ball does get a couple eliminations, but that Reinhardt does a lot of damage. Ooh, and there goes the Echo from the Dragons. The tanks are really sticking it to the rest of the Dragon team here, not preventing them getting the point, and really becoming kind of unkillable, but they do end up managing to finally get that Roadhog out for the rest of the Madison team to catch up. So we can see the ball is getting very, very low. Does manage to get out though. A little bit of health back, but is still pretty low. But we have Lunar Eclipse healing him up here. But is it going to be enough? Wow, look at that healing. Just straight through. But he does get launched off the side. Is he able to vault himself back up? Yes, he is. But he pushes himself back off, but is able to get up a 3rd time. Wow. Dominate really playing on the edge there and gets knocked off again. But this time is eliminated. And those environmental kills has been a huge factor in a lot of these games coming up here. And now the Dragons are very much ahead in ultimates. So it's going to be hard for Madison to get this point. But they do use the ult. The ult comes out from the Lucio though, and does prevent him from getting too much done there.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Oh, but a good pick from Hexy there, getting the elimination on the back line there. We hear a hammer coming down. And a Junkrat ultimate coming out. They do have to be careful about that, but he actually misses it, and the Lucio does survive. Lucio just running away from him, but I don't know how effective that's going to be against this Winston. We'll move to his perspective, see how he is doing against the other team here, although he just got hacked, and that kind of puts him at a disadvantage here. Only has 53 health. Oh, but he could have maybe gotten into that Transcendence by the Zenyatta, but it just does not happen. A lot of ultimates coming out from the dragons here, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Madison's got to be sure to keep themselves on the point. Oh, yeah, but that does not happen. And the dragons get the point back. Another person succumbs to the pit of despair. A pitfall, literally, for a lot of the players this game, and in the past scrimmages for this past week, too. Have the ball coming in on the backside here. A lot of the fighting is actually occurring out in front.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Wrecking ball.
So we go into overtime. Madison's gonna have to stay on the point here, but that's gonna be easier said than done. Although, who is on the point right now? It looks like we have Ghost on the Genji, gets that healing. That should be a good start to this team fight, especially with Lunar Eclipse using her ultimate ability as well and getting all of that healing in. And they take down the D.Va, and that should give them the point here. Yes, it does, and they return the point once again. We can see that the Sombra is just kind of sitting off to the side here. No one can see her, apparently. She's just out of range, but not really doing anything at the same time. So Madison's going to want to try to prevent them from getting back here. The Reinhardt goes a little bit deep there. You can see in the back, is he going to be able to survive? He is not going to be able to, but is revived by Lunar Eclipse. A great revival right there. And Dominate almost falls into that pit again. And Madison does seem to have a pretty good hold on this point. And we have the missed ult, actually, from that Reinhardt on the Dragons team. And then we have the Genji just coming back and absolutely disintegrating their backline right there. And actually gets the mech from the D.Va as well. And it looks like Madison's actually going to bring this up to 99%. And we have the Bastion change up from the Dragons, but it's not going to be enough. The Marvels have a ton of experience fighting against that. And we have the ultimate coming out from the Zenyatta. Wow, that Reinhardt literally just walked through that. That was incredible, but does pay the price and is eliminated shortly after. Ooh, but two actually get eliminated on Madison's side from that pitfall once again. And off goes Hexy off the side there. Now it is up to Dominate to try to prevent them from getting this point. And he does his job as... Oh, but that didn't quite make it. Oof. And another ultimate is canceled. That McCree doing so much damage. And I just don't think that the Madison team can do it. Unfortunately, the Dragons end up with that victory there. The Marvels at the end there kind of fell apart, going in one by one and dying. And it looks like the play of the game is by that Lucio. Probably by all these environmental kills, eliminations. But, yep, there we go. The double elimination right there. And we can see a lot of healing done actually by that Transcendence.
You thought I was out of this
But you
line
can
of
see the
business, but
Bastion, or not the Bastion, the rest of the team for the Dragons doing a bunch as well. And so we will take a short break between these games. Looks like we are going to have an exciting next round for the Marvels versus Dragons game.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Give up this those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky.
Now arriving at Lidang Power.
Alrighty, we are back, and this time on Lijiang Tower.
Initiating match.
We've seen the environmental eliminations become a huge factor in a lot of these games, and this map is no exception. A large choke point for both teams are these bridges you can see is mirrored on both sides of the map. So using these two bridges will be instrumental for this game, I believe. Along with those, we also do have a couple of other areas along the side here that can be used to push people off. So Madison has really fallen victim to a lot of these environmental kills, so keeping away from these areas during the fight is going to be critical to their success, I feel like. And so both teams looking like a pretty standard composition for both. Looks like one of the players on the
5, 4, 3.
Dragon side ended up changing to the Pharaoh.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
And both teams are going to race. Looks like they are going to meet each other in the center here. We have the Reinhardts. Ooh, and it looks like a couple of eliminations go off right off the bat here. Ooh, and that Reaper definitely peeked around the corner at the wrong time, getting the full shoulder of that Reinhardt. You see inside here we have the Sombra doing a bunch of work actually. Wow, 2 eliminations there, and then retreats back to the other side, but does get eliminated by that Pharaoh eventually. And Madison's going to try to take a back seat here. Going to give it up to the Dragons to start off with here. Reaper maybe is planning on coming in here. Got 1 elimination from the Dragons, but Madison hits back hard with 2 eliminations there. And then we have the ultimate coming from the Pharaoh. Gets 2 eliminations there. That was a pretty good use of that ultimate there. Ooh, and gets another one. But Madison might be able to contest this one, but the Reinhardt also goes down. We have the ball up in the top, keeping that percentage up. You can see in the middle there, they still have half of the point contested here. And this ball is just untouchable and actually gets the elimination somehow for the rest of the Madison team to be able to get back here. The Reaper goes down. Ooh, but that was a lot of eliminations right there. But the bomb coming from D.Va does not eliminate anyone because of that Zenyatta ult, a perfectly placed one at that. And Madison just can't seem to get this point though. The Dragons just keep throwing them at it, but they finally do get it. 67% going to the Palos Verdes Dragons. The ultimate comes out from Ghost there, getting the hack on everyone around him. That could have been a lot worse for Madison had he not have done that, preventing them from getting the rest of their ultimates off. Alright, Madison does have that ball, the Wrecking Ball ultimate up, which is great at holding off positions. We have the fight between the Pharah and the Sombra. Does not go in Sombra's favor that time. There we go, the ultimate from... Ooh, and they just run right into it. Wow, they are fearless, that is for sure, as they just run through it. He does get one elimination from that recklessness. And it looks like Madison is going to be able to hold on to this point quite a bit longer. They just don't have the tanks to follow up right now. The ball just running around in circles. Open. We got the ultimate coming out from Hexy over on this side. Not going to do a whole lot here as he's just pumping in the rounds into here. You got to be careful about that. McCree does get the healer though, but the rest of Madison does end up surviving. Good ultimate from Tiny Beast here on the Zenyatta, getting those heals in. And there is just so much going on constantly in this game right now. You see, he actually has that on fire tag, and Madison just got to 99%, so they just need to get the rest of their team, the enemy team, off the point. This Zenyatta is super low though, and is bound to go down pretty soon here. But doesn't matter, as the rest of the Madison team cleans them up, and there is the first round going to the Marvels. Alright, and on to the next section of Ilios. Or not Ilios, Lijiang Tower. My mistake. So that team comp from Madison definitely was a strong one against the enemy team here. So we'll see if they change up anything, but I personally think that they should just... stick what they got here. Looks like another change from the Dragons, getting that Doomfist in there. Very powerful character. But with the Sombra, he is probably not going to be doing much here. Because one hack, just like that, and he is essentially useless. So the first one goes off on that Sombra, does get hit. The Doomfist going in there. He doesn't have anyone to oppose him at the moment. And he will take them out pretty easily there. Ooh. Good job on the Wrecking Ball from Dominate to be able to get that McCree. Most of their damage is now gone. He should be able to live. He does. And once again, the Dragons do get the initial point here. But as we saw last game, Madison did a good job of retaining or getting that point back. And an ultimate already goes out from the Wrecking Ball. Gets the healer as well as one of the main tanks. Gets another one. Gets the second healer. That was a great minefield. The Dragons aren't as careful as they really should be for these mines, as they have just been walking straight through them. Wow, this Doomfist is doing a lot of work though. Getting like 3 or 4 eliminations right there. Madison really needs to focus on eliminating that character right there. He gets another one.
Hey there.
Alright, Madison needs to regroup here as they're just getting picked off one by one.
Hello.
Although we have the Roadhog instead. Going to try to fight this Doomfist. He's kind of cornered. Wow, but he still gets one. Nice job from the Madison team. The Sombra doing a lot of damage right now. That McCree was using his ultimate and ended up getting it canceled. And now Madison is making a big push here. Now with that Doomfist out of the way, nothing is standing in their way, and they just barely don't get it because the Doomfist zooms in there. Now they need to focus him before he gets too much, but he does use his ultimate ability there and gets the healer there, and I don't think Madison's going to be able to take this point right now. Although, nice job by Hexy getting that elimination. And now an ultimate coming out from the Sombra should perhaps swing this fight in favor of Madison. It looks like Madison's throwing out another ultimate there. And the ultimate from the Diva actually does get that Sombra. That was a clutch elimination. But Madison is still pretty healthy here, although at high noon, where is it coming from? Gets 2 eliminations there. But Diva gets her mech back. And actually, the Mercy ends up reviving that Roadhog, which is a great pick. Getting someone who is tanky enough to withstand what's going on here. But it's not going to be enough. And the Dragons take the second match of this round. Both teams are extremely well matched here, as you can see, going back and forth between them. It's 1-1 once again. Starting once again on the second stage, or the third stage, I believe, is this one right here for Lijiang Tower. The Doomfist is back once again for the Dragons here, and Madison has a little bit of a different approach to this match here. Hopefully it is more effective against that Doomfist, as if they can handle the Doomfist, I believe they will be able to win this match. We have the Genji going in there. No eliminations so far. Everyone is staying pretty healthy here. There's 2 eliminations, 3. Pretty even so far. I got 2 on each side. But importantly, that Doomfist is still alive though. They have to eliminate him, or else they are going to get picked off. Ooh, and the Wrecking Ball does get that last one, and can they? They can contest it, actually. And the assault by the Mercy actually gets that. A great job by Lunar Clip to know the capabilities of that Mercy and being able to use it in an offensive manner as well. We have the Reinhardt out here, though. Pretty far out. Hexy is a little bit too far away from the team. And the Doomfist is back in this fight. But the ultimate comes down from... Ooh, and it does get 2 there, actually. Actually, no, just 1. And the Doomfist comes back in with the ultimate. See if the Genji is able to win this fight. It's going to be a close one. They do get the Reinhardt, though. Good first start. Now it's just the Doomfist against 3, and there's very little chance of him getting this. The immortality field comes out, but the slam down from that ball does end up getting that final amount of damage they need. And Madison is going to secure this point once again. Ooh, the ultimate coming out from the Zenyatta from Tiny Beast keeps his team alive. And now Madison has 2 ultimates to their 2 ultimates as well. The thing being, though, the 2 ultimates on the dragon side just spawned, so they are going to take a little bit of time to get here. And while that happened, actually, they did eliminate the Mercy, which was fantastic for the team. Ooh, and the ultimate coming out from the D.Va actually gets 2. Actually wasn't able to block it, unfortunately. But one gets resurrected. The Zenyatta does. And we have the High Noon coming in. Doesn't do anything. I think he might have canceled it there. Or actually, I think what Dominate ended up doing is canceling it. But now they're just going to have to... They're just going to have to defend it. And actually, they ended up getting it to overtime. And the ultimate coming out from the Reaper, but it just doesn't do enough because of that Lucio ultimate. And Madison is going to need to come in here. Gets the resurrection, actually, and manages to survive herself for just a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough. The Reinhardt is still in here, though. Ooh, they do get a couple of eliminations, but that Doomfist is still alive and well. They might be able to recapture it there. So now the Dragons have the point back. They have to get all the way up. Wow, they used a lot for that one Reaper. I don't know if that was worth it, but they did end up getting him. On the other hand, we have Wrecking Ball in the back here. Ooh, but does get eliminated there with the combo. And now Madison is going in 1 by 1 again. Not the best idea. They need to regroup. They have to kill this. They have to eliminate this Doomfist. That is the bottom line. If they can do that. But it's just not happening, as the Doomfist is just too powerful. They need something, some kind of answer. Madison has a little bit of time here to regroup. And that is exactly what they will do. Ooh, but the ultimate coming out from Little Beast there, not the best timing, as the rest of his team wasn't there with him, and he does fall as well. But it looks like Madison's coming in here, gets the pin on the Doomfist. That is exactly what they needed. And now Madison will be able to come in here and clean up the rest of the team. Uh-oh, but... Oh no, they didn't resurrect the Doomfist, actually. They resurrected the McCree, and he wastes his ult as well. This might be what they need. The Doomfist is not going to... Is he going to be able to get here in time? That is the question. No! Dominate pushes him out to the window as he was about to get there, preventing him from getting to the point and stopping that overtime. And Madison pulls out the second victory here. So now we have the score 1-1. Play the game from Dominate here. And it's those mines, you can see just how much damage they do, especially if the enemy team just walks right into them. But it is such a useful utility to be able to block a point using that. And you can see that Wrecking Ball, even though he was a tank, ended up with 50 eliminations, with 44 of them being objective kills. That is absolutely incredible. But you also see that Doomfist doing a lot of damage. 76 kill participation from that Doomfist. Just a reiteration of how important it is to get that elimination on that character. Now, we will be right back with the third and final game.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Along with you.
All right, welcome back for the last round here. It is all tied up here. A very, very close game and a great performance by both teams. And this is probably one of the best games I have ever been able to commentate. So I am excited for this last round.
Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
All right, and as we get started here, looks like the Doomfist is no longer and changed to a Junkrat instead, so hopefully Madison will have a better time fighting against the Junkrat. Both teams really far up here. Looks like the first goes down to Madison. Both of Madison's healers are down, but one of wow, and just barely contested that. The ball doing a bunch of work. He's so low too. Still in there, but finally is eliminated and they do get the point. But Dominic did a great job of delaying the point right there. And Madison is going to have to, oh no, that bomb does get one and Madison's going to get wiped out there. So Madison's going to need to reconvene once again. You see the ball in the background here. He probably doesn't want to expose himself yet, as he's going to be able to launch someone. Oh, maybe he can get that pick. Wow, that was incredible. Dominic gets that pick on their top player. Ooh, and throws down the ultimate, but you do have the shield coming out from the Lucio to kind of counter that one out. Ooh, and Madison does catch them in the corner there with a lot of AoE damage. And the Junkrat is back on the Dragon side, but will it be enough to hold them off here? Does get one elimination. But it looks like Madison is going to be able to get that one. And the Lunar Eclipse ends up reviving him as well. The ultimate coming out from Lunar Eclipse, getting a lot of healing in, and Hexy doing a great job of getting those eliminations, being that frontline tank, and pushing the forward of this game. He's going a little bit far, but so is Lunar Eclipse, really fighting 1v1 with the Junkrat. That is not a fight that she is going to win. And it looks like the Dragons are back on this point and very strong. Uh-oh, and that Junkrat ultimate getting in there, getting 2 eliminations. But Madison still does have the tanks alive, so they're perhaps able to survive. With the ultimate coming in from Madison now, getting 2 eliminations on some of the key targets for the Dragons here. Then the ultimate comes out for Dominic, getting 1 elimination, 2 eliminations there, but does get hit by the... Ooh, wow. And that was a wipe indeed. Madison might have got a little bit overboard with the ultimates there, but nonetheless, they do clean that up and comfortably hold this selection. We had an ultimate coming out from, it looks like our Reinhardt, maybe a little bit too early there on the push. Yes, he probably should have waited for the team to be here. Ultimate comes out from Lunar Clips as well as the Genji, but the Iris comes out with that healing, massive healing going down on the Madison side, able to keep them alive, and now they are into overtime. And Madison just needs to keep this point. Although there are a lot of ultimates coming out here. Gets 2 eliminations from that D.Va ult bomb, and they are just trying to hold on to the point here. Oh, and I didn't even realize the Doomfist comes back into play. That might be the deciding factor that they need, and it is. Gets 3 eliminations there. You can see an absolutely massive amount of damage that Doomfist does. Wow, and 2 eliminations actually from the Junkrat that got revived. 3 now, but it's just not going to be enough. That Doomfist is just doing so much damage. Doomfist still going. Although Dominant is able to prevent it for the most part. And now it is overtime both ways once again, so it's really whoever is able to push them off the point the fastest. It looks like they need to eliminate that Doomfist. I believe that if Madison can eliminate that Doomfist, they will have a very good chance of winning this one. That is a very big if, though. We have Dominating here, though, doing all he can to try to delay the inevitable here. And actually gets the Mercy in here, too, to heal him up. Incredible. Lunar Eclipse does go down, but not without a valiant effort. And, oh, he was pushed off. And he does lose the point. Just barely. What a intense match every single one of these rounds has been. And so now Madison is down 1 against the Dragons, and we'll have to come back here with a showing. They need to find a solution to that Doomfist, as that Doomfist has been the bane of their existence the entire time. Honestly, that McCree, though, might be the answer, as he can just stun right in front of him for that Doomfist and then do a fan the hammer ability in order to get a lot of damage into him and perhaps eliminate him before he can even begin. Alright. And we are off once again. And it looks like that Doomfist is doing a lot of work once again. Hoping that Zenyatta's left all alone, defend against himself. Wow, actually almost did it there against the D.Va, but the Doomfist comes flying out of nowhere. And the Dragons do get that first point. There we go. I don't know if anyone saw that, but that is exactly what I was talking about with the McCree. Able to send down that stun grenade and just fan the hammer and shoot over and over again to get that elimination in one shot. And he gets another one, actually. I really like this pick from Ghost here. And Madison's going to get the point right back. Only 19% going to the Dragons. And Madison's cleaning him up here. Can they get that Mercy? She's kind of out of position there. If they can get it, that's going to be huge, but she does retreat to safety. But the D.Va instantly gets pushed out and eliminated. Oh, but the pin, that is fine. A lot of eliminations coming from the Madison side. The Dragons just aren't able to contest against this team right now. Looks like the dragons are reconvening in the back here, ready to go as a team once again. Madison does have a very large ultimate advantage though, so they should be able to win this next engagement. Doomfist goes in to disrupt the backline. Does a great job of it. But we have the High Noon coming out. Gets a lot of hits. Ooh, wow. And that Diva Bomb absolutely destroys the entire Dragons team. Now it's just that Doomfist that's left. And he cannot fight 3v1. He may be good, but he is not that good to go against the law of numbers. The Diva is kind of trapped in the back here, though. Gets hit out of her mech and will be shortly eliminated afterwards. And I am apparently getting a call at the center. But regardless, we can see that they are into overtime, and there's not a whole lot of Madison left, but they are coming to the rescue here. It's just the Diva left, but they're going to have to get her out of the mech and then also out of... get that elimination, and we'll see if they can get it, and they do. And Madison gets that point there. What a incredible showing right there. And so now it is even once again. That is the story of tonight. These teams are very well matched together, and it is honestly, I have no idea who is going to pull ahead on this one. So we will just have to wait and see. That pick from Ghost was critical, in my opinion, to getting that Doomfist out of the way. And so we actually see both teams switching over to the Mei. A funny coincidence, both of the Ghost and the little lamp are basically dueling it off at this point, trying to counter each other's characters, and it looks like they just picked the same one this time, so... looks like the... whoa. And the Mei already traps the Reinhardt in there. Ooh, 2 eliminations from the Mei. A resurrection coming out from the Mercy actually gets it off. That was a pretty clutch resurrection. And they do get that elimination. Madison is getting quite a few eliminations, but will they have enough here? Ooh, not quite. And they do get that. The Meis do fight each other, but the Dragons come out on top on this one. So Mei, you can see, is super effective in this match because they can basically prevent them from coming in from one side. Ooh, a good ultimate does hit a couple of them there, a couple of key targets, but then we have the ultimate coming out from the Mei. That Ice Storm is going to be not a friendly place to fight in. Now the Zenyatta's all alone. Madison's not looking good for this next fight here, although the Diva uses her ultimate, does not get anyone there. A little bit of a preemptive use of that ult. Probably should have tried to get it into the middle there. These fights have been super close. As you can see, only one left on the Dragons. And now both teams going to come from this side. They trap the Reinhardt in here, and he will be eliminated. But Madison is coming back and doing a lot of damage here. That Mei, though, needs to be eliminated. The Reaper doing a bunch of damage, though, but that Mei, the High Noon, but the wall comes out, and it blocks him from using it. That was such a great use of that Mei wall. Actually, ultimate comes out from the now. They're at 92%. Madison's got to make a move here. The ultimate comes out from the Mei to try to prevent them from getting on the point. And it is into overtime now. So Madison needs to win this fight. And 2 hammers come down. But the ultimate comes out from that Zenyatta, which is really going to prevent them from dying here. And yeah, Madison definitely wins that one with all the ultimates they used there. But now, Madison only has the McCree ultimate, while they will be getting that Diva ult, which could be... And also the Hanzo. That's another thing. The Hanzo ultimate, although he goes down pretty easily there. This is definitely an uphill battle for Madison. Uses the Diva Bomb defensively to give them a little bit more time. Ooh, the Winston jumps in here. Although that is not what you want to do in this situation. They need to recapture this point. So going in 1 by 1 is not going to do it for them. So it looks like they finally did decide that that is the plan, and they will be moving up shortly as a team. So they're actually coming from a different position here, but Madison does recognize it, doesn't get out of position here. We have the pin. Ooh, and the ultimate coming out from the Hanzo does get 1. But the ultimate coming out from the High Noon, but it's blocked again. And the ultimate coming out as well doesn't get anyone. But there's a lot of ultimates coming out from the Dragon side. But I don't know if they're going to be able to make it in time. Are they going to be able to make it? That is the question. No, they are not going to be able to make it, and the Dragons win. What a intense match that was. Unfortunately, Madison does not come out on top, but such a great performance by both teams. And we can see the ultimate probably from this Diva getting that 4-man ultimate that we kind of missed, honestly. So good thing that we get to see it this time. A fantastic job by Hexy. And wow, what a close match. And with that, the Dragons do win the first match of the season. We will be having another game against the Palos Verdes teams. This time, the Samurai playing against our Madison Eagles. So be sure to stay tuned for that. We will be right back after a short break while I go get someone to interview.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you,
All right, welcome back, everyone. I have Hexy here with us for the interview. So, first question for you is how you thought the team did overall.
I honestly thought they did really good, actually.
They
did really good. There was a lot of good moments. My favorite moment, I mean, I don't really have a big ego, but I did a diva bomb, and they all died. So.
Yep, yeah, we saw the play of the game this last game here. That was a great ultimate. Definitely got you guys that victory for the second one.
Yeah.
Really cleared them out.
Well, we didn't. It's kind of sad that we did not get the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a really
Yeah.
closely matched game.
Yeah.
You guys played really well. Just the other team came out on top this time. So I think everyone did a fantastic job. Do you have any other comments about the game that you wanted to tell anyone about?
I have two things. So
Sure.
actually, it was like, if let's say we won first, they would win,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they won first, we would win.
Yeah, you guys literally went back and
Yeah,
forth
back
the
and
entire
forth,
time.
And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys did a fantastic job here, and then we're also going to get Lunar Eclipse in here for a double interview for this week, just because it was such a amazing game. So thank you for the interview, Hexy, and we will get Lunar Eclipse in here. So
Thanks.
Cause those headlights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky.
all right, and we have Lunar Eclipse here with us. The Mercy for the game definitely had a lot of clutch revives and heals as well. So I want to get your perspective on what you thought, your favorite play of the game that you did, or your favorite plays, that kind of thing.
Yeah, one of my favorites was probably at the end. We kind of both wasted our ults, but both of the healers did their ults, and like that cleared out the entire team because basically you couldn't kill anybody on our team when we both.
Yeah,
did
that
our
was that
ults.
last round, wasn't it? Right?
Yes.
It was you and I think it was Little Beast is his name, with his Zenyatta. Both those, too much healing. That is for sure. You guys could not be killed once you
Yes.
had that. So yeah, and so what do you think that you guys, the team, could have worked on? I know that you were really close to winning all those games,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that you have a couple of moments in mind that could have changed the course of the battle.
Yeah, I think one of the big things was our whole team was like yelling at each other. It was actually more than it's like ever been, so we really need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And some people weren't playing the like characters we wanted to, so we got super hyper, and I just don't think we should have done that. And we tried to regroup, but yes, it's just
Yeah, when the communication falls down, it's really hard to bring it back and get everyone calm again. I could definitely hear you guys from out here. So, but it almost worked out for you, and that's definitely something you guys can work on for next week, I think. So,
Yeah.
thank you for the interview today, and thanks for everyone at home watching. We will be starting up on the other channel, the XPL Madison Overwatch game, and we'll start up with the